crowd rises to their feet and the final seconds tick off the clock. The Pittsburgh Penguins' 2021 campaign ends tonight at Nassau Coliseum.
Last year really stung for me on a personal note. Going into the playoffs, there was tons of optimism around the team. We won arguably the toughest division in the NHL. We thought we were peaking at the right time. We were a team in a true sense of the word. When we got beat, it was a tough pill to swallow. Anytime we fall short of our expectations, I always take those types of circumstances hard. When you invest that much effort and time and emotion, it stings. It stings. And last year might have been the one that stung the most to this point. We felt like we had a real shot, and I still believe that. I'm always looking for ways to sell the message. When I'm trying to establish a standard coming right out of training camp, there's no more appropriate quote. I've had that one on my wall for as long as I can remember because it resonates with me. As Vince so profoundly says that, you know, perfection isn't attainable, but if we chase perfection, we catch excellence. And I think that's the expectation that we're looking for here in Pittsburgh. You guys hear better like that? Yes? Okay. Welcome everyone. We're real excited to get this camp started. It seems like it's been forever coming, and the preparation process has been extensive from our standpoint, and we're thrilled to have everyone here. We think we've assembled a pretty competitive group. We're excited about getting you guys on the ice and seeing what you all can do. So I just got a few things for you. I asked the question to the coaching staff this summer, how do we get better? Where do we improve? These are the things that we looked at that we think are critical to the success of this group moving forward. This is about a mindset that this team has to become. It's part of the fabric of our identity. It's what we're about. It's the expectations we all have of one another, okay? These are non-negotiable. They're not optional. They're not once in a while. They're all the time. And if we can commit and buy into this and we can hold people accountable to these, then we're gonna win a lot of games. We're gonna be hard to play against. And that has to be part of the identity here on day one, starting tomorrow when we hit the ice. Okay? Thanks for your time.
The Penguins open up training camp today. No Crosby, no Malkin, Tanev, McCann, Ceci are gone. And I'm urging everyone out there, if you are a Penguins fan, and I'm wearing a Penguins hat right now, just dig it.
Here we go, Kurt. Hey. Move it. Tongue out.
You have to set yourself up this season with different expectations.
See you, kid. Hey.
They've invited Brian Boyle on a PTO. I feel like he's going to make the club.
Why not? This way. I got my lungs. A lot of heavy breathing. Middle. Yeah. Nice, Rusty. That's what we're talking about. Nice.
In the back of the net.
Come on. Ah! I can't do it.
Big dogs, onesies. I eat those for breakfast.
Hey! Yeah! Woo! There you go. There it is. Nice, Rusty. Ready, Sam? Snap it. That's it.
By nature of being the head coach, I'm cast in a leadership role. The players are taking their cues off of me. and I take that responsibility very seriously.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna start right here. Cycle. Hey, listen. We need an underneath option or a bump to the wall, and you skate onto it, Brian. All right?
It's a lot of thinking. A lot of things.
I try to lead by example. I try to walk the walk and not just talk the talk.
Okay? That's the habit. That's the detail. All right? Here we go. Next group.
I look at it in trying to create an environment where people are inspired and empowered to do what they do. And that's the environment that we're trying to create here in Pittsburgh.
Easy day today. Getting soft in my old age.
Time away from the rink is priceless for hockey lifers. But regardless of where he is, head coach Mike Sullivan loves hanging with the boys.
Hi, boys. Hello. I know, I missed you.
They're gonna like these treats I got. I brought home some beef jerky. I stole it from the locker room. You wanna come out? Come on. This is what I usually do. I sit out here and have a cigar in the Adirondack chairs, you know? They run around. Come on, let's go over here.
Hi, boys. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi.
I love them. We've had them our whole marriage. When I was a senior in college, right before I graduated, Kate got me our first dog. He was a golden retriever. His name was Coach, of all names. We've had one ever since, and probably the last 15 years or so, we've had two. These two guys are litter mates, so they're brothers.
You a good boy?
Moose is funny. His name is very appropriate because he's a bit heavier and a bit chunkier than Bogey.
Where'd Bogey go?
Huh?
There he is.
Bogey's a tough one. He likes to counter surf, so he's been known to, you know, steal the odd sandwich off the kitchen counters if we're not looking. We're in the process of trying to train them so that they have better table manners. They're just puppies. They're a lot of work, but they're fun. Down the wrong pipe. I knew they'd love that beef jerky.
Meanwhile, Sidney Crosby was in the dog days of rehab, just trying to get back on the ice with the boys. Wrist surgery just prior to the start of training camp kept Sid out of practice. Although you could hardly tell by watching him work.
We're continuing the process with Sid's rehab from an operation that he had. We've progressed into, light stick handling, a little bit longer stick handling, down low stick handling. Today we'll advance to a little bit of shooting. So it's a good day for him, it's a good day for all of us. Every day that he gets closer to returning puts us in a better spot to be successful.
All right, let's do this. Nice. There it is. Here, bump. There we go.
Sidney Crosby unavailable for 6 weeks, according to the team. That'll put him out for training camp for sure.
Already your depth is being tested before game one.
You don't replace players like that, but this is going to be a group effort to kind of make up for the deficit that we have here.
Nice! There it is. Ha. That's how you move the feet!
Sid's a guy who wants to know what he's doing, why he's doing it, and understand the game concept of it. And once he gets into that mode, there's no stopping him.
You better watch out. I've got him for 2 months too. So. You're next, Gino.
Unfortunately for the Penguins, Crosby wasn't the only generational talent rehabbing from off-season surgery. Fortunately for the Penguins, Evgeni Malkin was working just as hard.
Just being back for 2 weeks, we've seen a lot of improvements in his strength and control. He's right on track with where we'd expect him to be. Here we go. 7 to go. Working more his glutes, hamstrings versus his quads, which is really the most important part. These are the kind of things that we started earlier in the year, and then when he was off to Russia, he did his other things over there. Yeah, I'm really happy with where he is right now. Good.
You know, when we travel and play on the road, they're back here and they're going through the tedious routine of the rehab process. There's always going to be that element of isolation that's part of it, and that's hard for players, and we recognize that.
Hockey's obviously a rough game, fast game, things are going to happen. I think very seldomly do guys go their entire careers without having some sort of history of injuries. I think everyone goes through it, and I think everyone realizes that.
Can you show us the grill?
Yeah.
What's the story behind those?
I can't tell you.
Street fight?
No, I wish. Maybe one day you'll know. How it started anyways. How it ended was just pucks and sticks, but...
He's probably in the most important part of rehab right now. This is where we bridge the gap between him doing things in here and actually getting him back out on the ice doing what he wants to do. So this is where the rubber meets the road. We're done.
And with the new day, a new season, an end, a beginning. As the leaves turn and the air becomes crisp, there is with this group a hope renewed, dreams of glory alive again. For those new here, and for those who long to once again raise the silver above their black and gold. The pursuit begins.
Now, we've thrown a lot at you, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, we've got to go out and play hockey. You've got to trust your instincts. Don't overthink this stuff. You've been playing your whole life, okay? A lot of you guys have been here a long time. You know the game plan, all right? Now it's about effort, execution, and attitude, okay? And I think we got to keep the game simple early. There's going to be a lot of energy in the building. This is going to be a fun environment to play in. Let's use the energy. Let's feed off the energy, okay? But let's not get overwhelmed. Let's stay in the moment. We're going to make mistakes. That's okay. We'll just move by them. We got to learn from them. We'll move by them. We got to have a next shift attitude, a next play attitude, regardless of what happens, okay? We get scored against, line up and drop the puck, let's play. We're going to go right back at these guys. That's the mindset that we've got to have, okay? We've got to be a resilient group. There's going to be ebbs and flows of the game, okay? We got to handle them the right way. When we got momentum, let's step on the gas. When we get on our heels, let's simplify, let's play behind them, let's get the momentum back, okay? We got to help each other through those moments in the game, all right? Let's have some fun here.
And we welcome you aboard for this one, the first of this 82-game ride. We've had 6 preseason games come and go. We've had a training camp wrap up. Time to get this thing rocking and rolling here tonight in Tampa Bay.
Stay in their face, stay in their face! If that doesn't have backspin, I'm in. Cut, far side! Strong. How is that not a trip? How the f isn't that a trip? Hey, go far post. You might just lay it there. Chip it! Hey! Great spot there. That's unbelievable.
The Penguins coming on the attack. Vasilevsky out of his net, turns it over behind the net for Carter, centers in front, Heinen scores! Hello, Heinen!
All right, boys!
We'll take that.
Hell of a shift, fellas, hell of a shift!
Chips it down low, he's got Boyle in alone, fires and scores! Brian Boyle, welcome to the Bird!
All right, Boiler! Holy f***, it's fun to watch.
He hits Simone on the far wall. The wrist shot scores! And the boys from Pittsburgh have crashed the party here in Tampa Bay. 6-2, the final score on opening night.
The house that Boiler built, he tore it down. Thanks, buddy. Glad to have you. That's good.
So a couple of milestones. Some veteran guys. Brian Boyle's first goal as a Penguin. Dan Heinen, first goal as a Penguin. It was a hell of a start. You know, that's an emotional game. It just goes to show you when we play the game a certain way and we're all committed that we can beat anybody. That's a good team over there. Overall, it was just a terrific effort by everybody.
Just go to a lot of guys, but this guy was steady all night. Charles.
Oh, yeah.
John, fellas, go get him in Florida now.
Florida is a long way from home. So is Calgary. And after a year spent away from the Penguins organization, Dominik Simon found his way back home.
So last year I had season in Calgary. You know, I was excited for that and didn't work out at the end. I was out there without a qualifying offer and Pittsburgh contacted me, so that was kind of crazy at first. I wanted it, it was in my head, you know, but I didn't see it coming that quick. So yeah, it was great. You know, first a little shock, but obviously it was amazing to hear. You know, I couldn't picture coming back like that quick because I felt like needed to prove a lot and get you know, work on myself a lot, and it was definitely a challenge. It was definitely a big challenge, and it still is. You know, it's a process. So, but yeah, what can I say? Thankful to be here. It's a great group. So it's nice to be around anyone, but you know, it's amazing. You know, you appreciate it way more when you realize that you can go back like to guys that you actually know and where you've been part of the group for some time. So it's a great feeling. You appreciate it more later on.
Hey, Johnny, over the shoulder into the water.
Alongside Penn's general manager Ron Hextall, I'm Josh Getzoff coming to you from Sunrise, Florida. Ron, last night we mentioned an impressive victory to start the season for the Pens against the Tampa Bay Lightning. It just really seemed like that everything Mike Sullivan said at the morning skate and the days leading up to the opener were kind of put into practice by his team. And you mentioned the pieces out of the lineup. They're significant ones. What does it say to you to see that kind of a buy-in, kind of from the first forward to the 12th forward, from the first defenseman, from the sixth defenseman, as part of a win?
It was terrific. And again, when you look at it, it was a real team victory. You can say we got contributions from everybody. And when you have a Malkin, a Crosby against a lot of the lineup, there's nobody that's going to replace them singly. So therefore, everybody's got to step up and give a little bit more. Some guys are in situations they wouldn't be in, and those guys stepped up last night. So again, a real good job by all.
Go freeze.
Now the attention turns to the Florida Panthers. Pens will actually get their first matchup against their old pal Patrick Hornquist in this game, but also will face a Panthers team that a lot of people are looking at on paper this year and saying, these guys are pretty good.
Traffic in front, they score! Carter Verhage sent it to the net. The Cats are on the board first in the opener. Duclair trying to get a step on Freeman. Duclair to the net, poked away by DeSmith, and then it carries in. They score! 2-0 Panthers.
I think they're a very good team. They've shown a lot of growth in the last couple of years. They got a lot of really good pieces in place. I think Alexander Barkov is one of the more underrated players in the league. So they got a real good team, and we're going to be equally as ready as we were for Tampa.
Here's Heinen breaking in and shooting and scoring. Takes a shot. Look out, it's Gensel, robbed by Bobrovsky. And then Gensel puts it in off Bobrovsky. Regains control. Put out in front off the inside of the post, and Bobrovsky with a save. It's loose and they score.
Yeah! What I tell you? What I tell you? Woo! Backhand? Backhand or forehand? Yeah.
As we talked about prior to the season, we're going to need contributions from every player. We call it chemistry, right? And it's really hard to define. So we'll see where it goes.
And Aaron Ekblad with the latter 2 goals in this game has tied it. For the Florida Panthers, it's 4-4. We are headed to overtime.
Barkov all alone in front. Carter Verhage. Let's go home, baby!
It's a player's game, and it's their team. And so we try to give them ownership. Sometimes as coaches, we have to relinquish some control in order to gain some control. It's about building relationships. It's about selling your message and getting buy-in from the group. That is, I think, our biggest challenge as head coaches in pro sports. The X's and O's and the strategy and the fitness and all that, that's the science of coaching. But the art of coaching is the human element. Your understanding of the strategies and the tactics and the evolution of the game, they're your ticket to the dance. You know, they get you in the party. What you do from there is going to go a long way to dictate your level of success. Ultimately, I'm always the hammer as the head coach, and I'm the guy that controls ice time, and I'm always a measure of accountability. The most powerful means of accountability is the horizontal accountability. It's accountability that takes place amongst the group. You know, I need to play a certain way because if I don't, I'm going to let my line mate down. I'm going to let my teammate down, and I don't want to do that. So there's this internal pressure to perform and to bring a certain level of commitment every day, because if I don't, I'm letting my teammates down. And when you can create that dynamic on a team, that's powerful stuff. And we've had it for a lot of years here in Pittsburgh. It certainly makes my job a whole lot easier as the head coach that ultimately is the quote-unquote hammer.
Mike Sullivan sits atop the iceberg all by himself. Now the all-time winningest coach in Pittsburgh Penguins history.
Sorry, first NHL goal, but most wins in history.
This thing is gross. I should wear this on the bench. Maybe I won't get stitches. Thanks, guys.
Why? Why?
Like, you know, if you score, it goes. They're not gonna show me stuff.
Oh yeah, they will.
I'm gonna be embarrassed.
No. I'm like 2 for 15. I got nothing.